welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a valve adjustment on this BMW R1100 RS. So first thing you're going to need to do is take the valve cover off. To do that, you're going to use a 6mm Allen. I like to just use a 6mm Allen on the end of a 3/8 ratchet. Then you're going to have to remove your coil off of your cylinder head. So I like to use this nice 90-degree pliers. If you don't have the special tool at home, you can get under it and it just pulls it right off like that. Real easy. Just tuck that out of the way. And that goes right like that. So now we're going to use a 16mm socket with an extension and the same 3/8 wrench that we used to take the valve cover off to get your spark plug out. Alright, so now that we have our valve cover off and our spark plug out, we're going to move to the other side and do the exact same thing. Alright, so now that we have both of our valve covers off on both sides and both spark plugs out, we need to put it to top dead center. So this is kind of the easy way of doing it. Just take a long screwdriver and put it down your spark plug hole. And you can it just touches your piston there. So then you're going to put your transmission up in top gear. And then just rock your wheel and you can see the screwdriver goes down. And then it's coming back up. We're just going to get it right to top dead center. So right when the screwdriver's at its top point, you can feel the piston. So right about there is top dead center. And then, so now your left cylinder here is on top dead center overlap. So that means both the intake valve and the exhaust valve are open just the slightest bit. So they're both on top dead center, both the left and right cylinder are both on top dead center. The left cylinder is on overlap, and then the other one is going to be where we can adjust it. So this is at top dead center compression over here. So we're gonna start on the right side here. And so now both of these, the intake and exhaust, are both gonna be, see there's some play there. This is going to be the same spec for the R1100s and R1150s, regardless if it's an RS or an RT or whatever it is, they're all going to be the exact same. So for your exhaust, it's a 0.30 mm. So you're going to just slide it in there. And this one on this side is really good. It feels, it's not too tight and it's not too loose. So this one we won't be adjusting. There should be minimal resistance, as if you're dragging it across a magnet. So let's check the exhaust side, the bottom exhaust. So yeah, the exhaust on this engine is really good. So it goes in nice and easy. There's minimal resistance. And then for the intake, the spec is 0.15 mm, and it should just slide right in there. So that's pretty good. I don't see that, it just slides right in. Magnet. So let's go check the other side. So we'll put our screwdriver back down our spark plug hole and just do one more revolution. So we're gonna go down to bottom dead center, then back up to top dead center. So now the right side is gonna be on top dead center overlap, and the left side here is gonna be on top dead center compression, where we can adjust the valves. So the intake, 0.15 mm, just gonna slide that in there. That feels really good. See that? Just slips right in there. Good resistance, enough that it can hold up the gauge. Check the bottom one. Same, that feels really good. Check the exhaust up here. See, now that feels tight. You can see how tight that feels in the video. You have to really force it in there. So I'm going to loosen up the top exhaust there. I'm going to loosen up both of the exhausts here. we're gonna use a 10mm wrench. It's like a little one of these little baby wrenches that I got. And then we'll just loosen up the nut here. We'll loosen up both of the nuts. 3mm Allen wrench, put that in there. And then so if you loosen up the middle set screw, loosen that up, it's gonna loosen the valve, and if you tighten it, it'll push down on your feeler gauge. So I'm just gonna get it to where it feels like I'm dragging it across the magnet where it can be pushed in easily. And then I'll just put my 10mm wrench over there, hold this stationary, hold the center screw stationary, and then tighten up that 10mm. Then after we adjust it, we'll recheck it. Yeah, see, that feels really good. We'll do the same to the top here. All right, so now that we have the valves checked and adjusted, we're gonna put it back together. So we're gonna put it back together in the same order that you took it apart. So first things first, we'll put new spark plugs in. You don't have to replace your spark plugs, but now is just a good time to do that. All right, and then for putting your valve cover on, you're gonna wanna put this little center valve cover seal in first. Take your coil, put that under your spark plug. You should feel it, a very positive snap when you put that on. And then put your coil cap on. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any other viewer video suggestions, please mention it in the comments below. Have a safe ride.